There's a championship game in Michigan's future. For Arizona, there's no tomorrow. Boy, did they get smoked tonight here at Lucas Oil. Adimara, the story of the game. Elliot Cadeau also chipping in, and it was all Michigan decisively, 91-73. Both teams 36-3. It's the end of the road for Arizona, and it's championship possibilities for the Wolverines of Michigan. Welcome everybody inside March Madness, presented by Lilly. Ernie Johnson, Clark Kellogg, the coach Bruce Pearl is here, Kenny the Judge Smith, and Charles Barkley. Nobody saw this coming.
Well, Ernie, in Arizona, we said bear down. We just saw a beat down. That was impressive. Nobody saw this coming, but man, this team they're impressive. I mean, Arizona had to raise their level. This is the level Michigan's played at every game. And Arizona did not meet the challenge. I thought they panicked in the first half when Cadeau came out. Give my man Clark his flowers. He's been talking about Mara. He says he's the cheat code. Tell you what, man, that guy got hands like Jerry Rice. He catches everything. He is, and Clark, you've been saying it. He says he's the cheat code to Michigan. Everybody talk about those other guys, but he's the one guy who makes everything go. That was impressive. I'm proud of the season Arizona had, but man, that was a beat down, plain and simple.
Yeah, wire to wire, they dominated the game. Cadeau was just as significant, I think, at the beginning, maybe even more so than Adimara. But the two of them really were the catalyst. And Cadeau's aggressiveness, and Kenny, you talked about it at halftime, his aggressiveness, looking for his shot, getting into the paint, creating pressure on the opposing perimeter, really created the tone of the game. And then it was just pretty much a mismatch after that.
Celebration continuing for Michigan. Still work to be done. How did this happen?
Well, I think once you get down also in an environment like this, and I thought Arizona got deflated. When so maybe the score ran up, but Michigan was just, in terms of aggressiveness on the perimeter, they had to guard 5 people, and the ability to guard 5 made open avenues for everyone. And then what it really does, because they were also defending on the other end, Ernie. So now, even though Cadeau wasn't scoring, neither was Arizona. But now you have to guard him, and then all of a sudden we could drop it into Mara, and then he could go to work. So to me, it was a combination of both, like we've been saying, and the spreading of the wealth. Because Yaxel, who's been their best player, first-team All-American guy, Player of the Year caliber, didn't even really have to contribute much. He just have to be timely in those moments.
And that's the thing. He starts the game with a couple of quick fouls in the first minute and a half. Then he gets an ankle and a knee, and his status is in question. He comes back, hits a couple of threes early, and then he just ran away from him.
Everybody watching the game has got to ask why. I mean, how did this happen? One team came here to guard, and the other team just didn't or couldn't. I mean, Michigan guarded Arizona. They took their guards away from everything they wanted to do. You couldn't score inside the paint because they had too much size. But the biggest thing I was disappointed was Elliot Cadeau could get downhill anytime he wanted. Anytime he wanted to go by. Arizona's guards couldn't stay in front of anybody. That's going to be the biggest thing that UConn's going to have to do better than this Arizona team, is sit down and stay in front of those guards and stop allowing all that penetration.
But, Coach, there's no way Coach Early doesn't make you defend. Let's start there. We're already moving on since you said that.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's a difference of playing Arizona than you play UConn, because of the wealth of the way they move the basketball and share it. You're not honing in on one or two things. So, but defending, that's the one thing I wouldn't worry about if you're a UConn fan. They will defend.
For sure.
They will defend.
But, Kenny, defense and rebounding win championships.
Yes.
That's what wins championships. And even though Michigan did so many amazing things offensively, they guarded.
Yeah.
I mean, they sat down and guarded. They turned Arizona over. Arizona had like 1 assist and 9 turnovers in the first half, and it never got any better.
Clark, go ahead. You say.
The defensive, we talked about this at the top. the defensive versatility of Michigan is superb.
Yeah.
Because they can play a lot of different ways with a lot of different people, even without Yaxel,
Yeah.
who was not, and he's their Swiss Army knife defensively. But they got other guys, Roddy Gale. They've got Cadeau, who was putting ball pressure. They've got Mara, who protects the rim. Morez Johnson can move his feet and guard the perimeter. I mean, they've got great defensive versatility and tenacity and size, and they can shut you down, and that's what they did.
And hitting their stride at just the right time. We talked about it at halftime. Alabama shot 36%, Tennessee 32%. Arizona, high-powered Arizona, who gets so much inside. They shoot 37% on the night.
Ernie, you asked me first question, did you see this coming? No, number one. I'd be lying if I said I saw it coming. But this is the same Michigan team we've seen every game. You're going to have to raise your level. They have played the same way in every game. Like I say, no, I didn't think they were going to blow Arizona out. But that's the way they played in every game in this tournament. So now you have to understand, if you're UConn or whoever, you're going to have to up your game, because they have been driving the same speed limit, maybe a little over speeding, not excessive speeding, but they have been flatlined the same thing. And Coach Hurley's a terrific coach, and I think he can win one game. But they're going to have to raise their level, because when Arizona was asked today to raise their level, they couldn't do it. And these boys we're going to play at our pace, our level defensively. Whether we're making shots or not, we're going to play defense like madmen. And if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to raise your level. That was an impressive win.
Hey, Kenny, did you just hear him say we?
No.
I thought he was saying we about Arizona like the whole time. Now all of a sudden, I heard we.
Hey, I told you, and Clark gave me some flowers. He says, you've been on Arizona the whole time, but I said, yeah, I don't think they can beat them. I didn't think it was going to be a beatdown.
Yeah. You got worried when you saw how they were playing.
I said, no, man, that's the best team. I told you, I've only seen two teams that were unbeatable since we've been doing this for double-digit years.
Yeah.
This team, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen Monday, but if UConn, you're going to have to raise your level to another level.
Well, the one thing, again, when we're going to talk a lot about it, but one thing that UConn does is they have you running around that perimeter. And you got Mullins and you got Caravan that really, if you leave them open, they shoot. So you chase extremely hard on them to get them to run them off the line. And then they pull back and they drop it into Terrace Reed. And then he has one-on-one. And as good as Mara is, Terrace Reed doesn't get bothered by length. Physicality can slow him down, but length has not slowed him down at all in this tournament. And so I don't see a difference, and I see a very close game, and this is a game that's going to be down to the wire.
One thing I would push back on is that Michigan is so much better on the perimeter defensively. Even though UConn does a lot of movement, runs a lot of good stuff, I think the game plan adjustment Michigan will make because of the versatility and athleticism on the perimeter.
They're going to switch those.
They won't be bothered as much by that movement.
Coach,
that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't think they'll be as bothered.
Coach, what do you do in the Lindeborg situation now?
Well, right now, I mean, everything they were doing in the second half is just get him rehabbed right off the bat. Keep him moving, get ice on that thing. He's going to be taking some medicine, so on and so forth. But he steps on the foot right there, hurts his ankle and hurts his knee. But you talk about a tough customer. He said, look, I'm playing in this game Monday night. I don't care if I can't walk. I'm coming out and I'm going to play. And so he's going to be iced. He's going to be elevated. He's going to go to bed tonight with all the equipment on him and everything raised up, try to take that swelling down. He's going to be sore tomorrow, Kenny. He's going to be way sore tomorrow, right, than he is right now.
100%, and that is a big thing. Because you say they switch Army nice, they switch, but he's the guy who
he gives him a huge advantage when you got him on the floor defensively, no doubt.
Defensively, he could be like Scottie Pippen-ish, when he does that. But then the other thing is, if he's playing at times, Mullins or a guard would have to guard him.
Yeah.
And so that
works both ways.
So he has to be healthy to have this type of effort, I think, if you're Michigan.
Time now for the relentless pursuit presented by Lilly, and we focus on what Michigan did in the assist column tonight, Coach. Yet they had 22 on their 33 makes.
Protect the paint, golly.
Ball's in the middle of the floor in Cadeau's hands, and he's just dropping dimes to everybody, moving without the basketball. I love how Maurer sets a screen and runs to the rim, put pressure on the rim, and the floor is, it's just 5 out. It's spread, drive downhill, drive, draw, dish. Michigan is shooting the basketball better than they've shot all year long here in this NCAA tournament. They run really good stuff, and they're a lead in transition. They're firing on all cylinders, both ends of the floor.
Largest 1 versus 1 margins in history, and you see Michigan by 18 tonight over Arizona. And the Wildcats, who won their first 3 games of this tournament wire to wire, never led tonight, down by as many as 30, their first double-digit deficit, not just of the tournament, but of the season. Coca-Cola Live is here from Indianapolis at the March Madness Music Festival, refreshing fans all weekend long.